Hello everyone and welcome back to another Black Desert video. So today I wanted to talk about something special, the difference between Black Desert on PC versus playing it on console. So I think now is a good time to talk about this because recently they released the newer gen version. So basically if you're playing on the older Xbox or PS4, they have a PS5 version and then whatever the latest Xbox version is. And I've been taking notes over the past month or so during my playthrough on console as well. And hopefully with the new gen, basically, the idea is with better technology, they're going to narrow the gap between PC and console. So hopefully in the near future, you guys on console get the same updates PC does, but just not like 6 months behind or something. But anyway, with that said, my experience so far on console is graphically, it looks a little bit better, but it sort of looks the same. I definitely notice it's a little bit smoother. So like if you're playing on a solid 60 FPS before, I think it goes up to like 120 or something. Assuming you have a PS5 or a Pro, whatever, the latest gen console. But aside from that, what is different in terms of gameplay, and if you're following a guide or anything, you know, like one of those gear progression or important quests to do, I have videos of those as well. You can watch my playthrough on console as well. In under 24 hours of game time, I made it to like 270 AP, whatever that's worth these days. So anyway, I got some notes. Yeah, so first of all, on PC, you know how we have the Magnus, which is the well you can transport from point A to B, right? On console, you don't have the Magnus, you have a quest, but like you don't do the whole Magnus Questline. So like, you know, this thingy, let me just show you. The Magnus quest, this whole 117 questline chain. We have it on PC, but on console, it just gives you it, like whatever the thing is. So at the end of it, there's going to be a little bit of a spoiler, but you get a free pen boss gear box. So like you get to pick one non-fallen god, you know, armor piece. And so on console, it's like a 2-minute quest or something. And then it just gives you the pen boss gear. So I think that's nice. You don't have to actually work for it. But at the same time, it was actually a pretty fun quest line to do. I wouldn't really want to do it multiple times, but doing it once was like a breath of fresh air. So hopefully that's something that with better technology or something on console they'll add, and then maybe some bonus rewards just for, you know, not having it for all this time. The next thing that I noted was currently you guys don't have Ulukita. By the way, these notes are not in any particularly progression order. I just kind of took notes of things as I found out about it. So as we all know, Ulukita down here, the region that is mostly a grind spot zone. It's not really anything. I mean, there are quests down here, but there's not really anything important down here. So most of the high-end grind spots are over here. And not having this on console makes going for Deboreka accessories harder. But with Karazad these days, like you can kind of bypass a little bit of that. But either way, it's harder to fail stack because Origin of Dark Hungers, you know, there's less sources of them. You would have to grind, like Land of the Morning Light for, you know, the Origins or the crystals to get your Karazad upgrades and everything. So hopefully, you know, console gets this soon TM kind of thing, and it makes it a little bit harder. Next thing I have is everyone on console gets a free Vells heart. That's actually really nice. So as we all know, the world boss is... Wait, where is my note? Oh god, I don't know what number it was. Anyway, so this, you know, the ocean boss Vell. Yeah, apparently console just straight up doesn't have this. And I can see why, because it kind of does lag on PC as well. And remember on day one when it came out, it was like crashing the entire server and everything. Basically, it's an ocean boss, and it's above Akila's eye, and yeah, I can assume on console that would just be even worse, but hopefully with the newer gen and everything, it's fine. So on console, you just get a free Vells heart. It's this item, and you just get like level 60 or something, or 56, one of those numbers, and they just kind of give it to you in your Y tab or whatever your rewards are. So that's cool. Everyone else on PC, we had to either get lucky or put an order for max price on it and then hope to get it. So that's one bonus. All right, so the next thing that console does not have is no sovereign, which is the endgame weapons, the sovereign weapons. I believe that's probably coming soon, and at least I feel like they might have it or already do, but these notes are a little bit old. But no sovereign, and if you do, just know that I've talked about this in gear progression videos in the past, where you know how if you've ever seen people and you're like, should I go sovereign or should I get triple pen black stars first? The answer is always make sure your weapons are all triple pen black stars before going for sovereign. The reason why is sovereign is a endgame weapon and it's very expensive to upgrade. And so you see how, like right here, you know how we all have the Agris things, basically the pity system of like fail enough times and you'll get it eventually. This is very expensive, and it's like 165 going for Nob, which is, you know, I would say Oct is more like the soft cap. Anything past it is you play the game a lot. So anyway, yeah, go for triple pen black stars first before going for sovereign. Whether you have it or not, that's the progression path anyway. And sovereign offhand is coming out soon, TM, at least here on PC, which, you know, is weird because you know how we had to Heidel Ball a few days ago, right? Console got the same rewards we did. That's great and all, but you're still behind on it. So like the hammers that we got, you would be using it on Karazad accessories, but it was an option for weapons. So it's like, I don't know. It's one of those weird things. I feel like Sovereign's in the game for console already, but I have no idea. Yeah, so the next thing I noted is Debarekas are still very high and very important. So Debarekas are the things before Karazad that you go to, or the exchange. And simply because Ulukita is not there quite yet, it's just harder. There are less sources of ways to get accessories. So we're basically, you're down one region. The next thing that I think is good for a console is you get to play cross-platform. And what that means is, like, if you were on Xbox, you get to play with PlayStation players. If you're on PlayStation, Xbox, and so on, you could turn that option on and off. You can't play with PC players. That would just be at a straight disadvantage across the board. But you could play with other console players who are on the same patch, which I think is actually a really good thing. I didn't really know you can, you know, cross-platform too many games, but apparently you can, and there, and you can turn it on and off. So if you don't want to, it's whatever. Here's one of the biggest, or two of the biggest things I want to talk about in terms of the console setting. So as you guys know, on PC there are way too many settings, and half of these are like the same thing that you would see here with all these effects, right? On console, you literally have half of those, and like, you know, okay, so on PC, you can have the option to change it. Like, let's say you're playing on 1080, 4K, whatever, all these options, right? On console, even if you have like a PS5 Pro or something, you can go up to 4K, right? The game has 4K or your monitor. There's like no in between. So I'm like, that makes zero sense. On console, you should have the option to play on whatever resolution and have it in-game as well. But it's really just whatever, one setting or 4K slider on and off, which is really weird to me, actually. And so a few other things that I've noticed on going through all the settings, you can watch in my other videos as well, is you don't have as many like detailed audio things like here. So a lot of the sliders that you have on console is basically all these, but you don't have the attention to detail, and it's really just on and off, not like you do have sliders, but there aren't too many others. Same with like display quality and all these effects. Is a lot of these are without the sliders. It's either on or off. And one big thing I noticed was the color filter. So you know how you can play this in like you can, I don't know, black and white if you wanted to, or whatever color. You don't really have these kind of options on here. You have one gamma option, and that's brighter or darker. There are any of these options are not there. And I'm like, with the next gen, you would think that they would update their settings menu. And basically, this adjust gamma on console, that's all you have. It's either dark, bright. That's it. So I'm like, that's actually kind of wild. And you don't even have to photo filter, which I think is probably one of the things that makes BDO look really nice. You can play whatever settings you think look cool. But no, like for me, I struggle because it's either too bright or too dark. There's literally nothing else I can do about it. So hopefully, if they ever decide to fix all these, like, mess with the UI, add more settings, that would be one of them. That's a huge change. And of course, with all the like quality, show hide, you have all of these as well. But you don't always have all of the rest of these as well. So you like have half of the settings that PC does. Console port, probably just weird. And another thing is, okay, this is gonna bother me forever. So you know how you're on your horse, right? If you go into town, you immediately cannot use any skills. So like, for example, if you want to sprint like up and down, you can do that. And you just like dash through town, right? On console, all your horse skills are disabled. So basically all you could do is this. Once you hit like a safe zone in town, that's the only thing you can do. Why? I have no idea. Like everyone has a free tier 9 or tier 10, just like, they gave it to us like a year ago at this point. So you would think that all the people that chose the Pegasus should be able to fly through towns and everything. Apparently you cannot do that in safe zones, which is actually a wild thing to me. Still haven't gotten used to that, but it's one of those things where you can do in PC, but not on console, which I hope that's one of those things they really do look at and, take off that restriction, just because, if you're going to, release it on a newer not a new platform, but like updated to the latest consoles and everything, that you would think that a higher technology platform would allow this kind of thing. So yeah, aside from that, most things are the same in terms of like console has all the classes, all the same classes PC does, which is Deadeye as of right now is the latest one. We're getting Wukong and female warrior coming out soon. I don't know when that's coming out for console. Hopefully it's, within the regular, like within like a 2-week difference. I know some other MMOs that have it on PC and console. It's usually less than a month gap between. I guess that's just because of console, like, updates and everything. But hopefully it's not like a 6-month gap between things. And what other things do I have besides that content is a little bit delayed on console versus PC? I guess the PvP scene is a little bit different. They have, I guess, different things. And you know how on PC we have all these servers. We have like up to 6 per like region, I guess, in a way. On console you have like, for example, 1 and 2 for every zone, and then your seasonals and beginner zones. But there's like literally a third of all the servers that we have here. So like on console you have 1 and 2 of each region, and that's about it. Your seasonals, whatever. So it's a little bit less crowded overall. I assume most of the player base is split up between whatever. And also the difference is there's no cooldown on like swapping servers. Like if I were to swap to any other server on here, I have a 5-minute cooldown before I could do that again. Console does not have that, and so it's like, I guess that's fine, right? And also, one other thing that I think is a big thing is crystals do not break on console. That's pretty huge. The system we had on PC was like, oh, if you die to PvE or something, based on your karma, you could potentially lose a crystal or two. And on console, you don't have that. But I think this is an out-of-date system. I think you shouldn't lose crystals in general. But like, I remember back in the day, this was what, like 7-8 years ago. If you lost a crystal, you were only losing like 200k, maybe 1 million silver worth of gold or silver worth of crystals in general. Nowadays, like, crystals are billions of silver, to the point where they've had to start selling things where it's like, what is that crystal restore that they gave us for free? Like, I don't think I've ever used mine. What is it? Yeah, this thing, the crystal restore count. Like when you die and lose a crystal, you use one of these. This is the dumbest thing. Like, I wish that PC didn't lose crystals the same way like console doesn't lose it. I assume it's because of like lag and everything. Like console, the servers are different, so they added this in case you disconnect or whatever. But I think that should be unified. Crystal loss should not be a thing. Or, you know, if they wanted to, you know, have a penalty so you don't just throw yourself and grief other people, they should have a crystal durability. Like, instead of losing it, you just can't use it, and you would repair it with like memfrags or something, you know, like, or another crystal, which doesn't make any sense. Just buy another one. But I don't think you should lose crystals on death in general. I think that they should have like a durability that only goes down if you die to PvE, and you repair it with memfrags, same way as literally anything else. So I don't know. There's a lot of solutions that people have come up with, but you know, it's 2025 and crystals are expensive. So that's one good thing. There's a couple of good things that console has, but the downside is you're literally a region behind, which kind of sucks. But yeah, there's a lot more notes that I had. Like, it was just prices, the market and everything is different. PvP scene is different. Just more people on PC given by the server account. And I think overall, like, it's probably better to play it on PC if you want everything. However, one thing I will say that it's actually really calm and chill on console. You aren't, you know, like, people are more friendly, I guess. When I've noticed, like, my comments on when I make a console video versus PC, people are more willing to help and everything. But maybe that's just different. Usually I could see the differences between both platforms and everything. But anyway, that's all I wanted to talk about for this one. Just what are some of the differences. Maybe I'll find out some more stuff as I play later on, but that's about it. So let me know your feedback. What do you guys think that is different, that you like and dislike? And with that said, if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. I'd love to see you guys come back. Console videos will still be going on as usual. However, with that said, console is a side project for me. So like whenever it is downtime or I have free time, I'll do that. But PC will always be the main platform. And yeah, with that said, see you guys later. Peace.